activists across the board. Not only black political activists, but black, white, brown, red, yellow. People in this country, citizens of this country, who dared to challenge, to question, to oppose the narrative, the propaganda, if you will, of the U.S. government. Now, this is the year 2013. Does COINTELPRO still exist? I would submit to you adamantly that COINTELPRO does exist. In fact, has been tweaked. It has morphed into something even worse, even stronger. Whether we're talking about how COINTELPRO has been put into the Patriot Act, how COINTELPRO has been put into the NDAA, the so-called National Defense Authorization Act, particularly Provision 1021, how COINTELPRO has been applied and put into drone man Barack Obama's kill list. That's right. We have a president, think about it, who has his very own secret kill list. That means, brothers and sisters, you can be killed in your home. You can be killed while you're doing shopping. Your loved ones can be set up and or killed. That's the reality. Now, does that mean that we should become paranoid? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what we need to do is we need to understand that COINTELPRO exists and it is functioning. And in fact, in the year 2013, this year, with Barack Obama, whom I call the drone missile man or the drone man, the kill list man, it is worse now than ever before on every level. And it affects all of us, not just black folk, white folk, brown folk, all of us, black, white, brown, red, yellow, across the board. The only way that we can effectively resist COINTELPRO is to, one, be aware of it. If we're going to put out a fire, we have to be aware that the fire is engulfing our home, that the fire is raging. So before we can address that and put that fire out, we have to first be aware of it. It's the same with the counterintelligence program. We are told that we have a constitution in this country. Well, what we have in this country in this year of 2013 is we have a piece of paper that has, in very large part, been made null and void by both Democrats and Republicans, and definitely, most definitely, by the current Chief Executive and Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces, none other than Mr. Barack Obama. So if one has a constitution, it is irrelevant if it is not applied. What good is that? What good is there to have a constitution if that a constitution is not a living constitution? It's not really applied. Freedom of speech, freedom of to organize, freedom to be able to have dissenting views. These things are incredibly important. These are the very kinds of things that COINTELPRO seeks to, in the words of the FBI, neutralize, to destroy. So I think it's incumbent upon all of us throughout the United States and indeed throughout the world, but I'm primarily referring to people in this nation. It's incumbent upon us to understand the danger that we are in, the peril. We must first recognize our peril in order to do something about it. And we can do something about it. We can do something about it. We must do this collectively. It's time to get past that phony, fake, farce, left-right paradigm. That's how they keep us united or disunited, because they don't want us to be united. That's how they keep us disunited. They keep us in disarray. They keep us divided. They keep us in fear of each other. It's like a ping pong ball in a ping pong game. We're the ping pong ball. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Only, brothers and sisters, we're the ball. We're the ones who are going back and forth. And this corporate stream media, ABC, CBS, PBS, Fox News, the corporate stream media, all of them are about putting forth a narrative that is meant to keep us divided, controlled, manipulated, in fear of each other, and this is what we have to do something about. And only we, from the bottom up, not from the top down, not from the top down, from the bottom up, we have to recognize, I look at it like a pyramid. The pyramid has a huge, huge base at its bottom. The top, the point, is quite small. It's what I call the power elite, the national and global power elite, who control our lives. Not only do they control our lives in a physical sense, but first and foremost, they control our lives psychologically. Make sure we think a certain way, if you indeed you can call it thinking, because they really don't want us to critically think. They want us to be numb. They want us to act, as I say, like robotrons, without even realizing that we're acting like robotrons, robots, okay? But again, I go back to the power of the people. Back in the day, in the original Black Panther Party, not to be confused with the so-called new Black Panther Party. In the original Black Panther Party, formed in October of 1966, the party said then, and I still say now, all power to the people. What did we mean by that? We meant that ultimately all power rests with each of us. But the only way we're going to be effective is to reach out to each other. Whether we agree or disagree, we'd sure as heck better come to the recognition, or come to a recognition, that without each other we are powerless. But with each other we are strong. So, having said those things, I want to emphasize that COINTELPRO does continue today. The counterintelligence program did not go away. We have to ask ourselves, what would Brother Malcolm X have to say? What would Malcolm say about Obama's drones in Somalia, Pakistan, Bahrain, Afghanistan, so forth and so on? What would Brother Malcolm say? What would Brother Malcolm say about Obama's signing of the NDAA with special emphasis on the provision section or provision 1021? What would Brother Malcolm say? What would Brother Malcolm say about Obama's secret kill list? Murder list. M for murder. What would Brother Malcolm say? Malcolm said that right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter who says it or who does it. Obviously, that in and of itself tells us that Malcolm would be repulsed by the despicable, hypocritical, deceitful actions of Barack Obama and his minions. Obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. We too should find Obama's actions and his deception to be repugnant. We should not allow his deceit to trick us anymore. In the words of Brother Malcolm, we have a debt to all of humanity. And I'm sure you are too, very sure that Brother Dr. Martin Luther King would have said the same thing. He said, didn't he, to judge people based on what? The content of their character, not the color of their skin. It is time for us to actualize that. Both Malcolm and Martin would be right there with all of us, irrespective of our color. So what would Malcolm say about Obama? I think you know full well that Malcolm would say, he is unacceptable to humanity. You know, when we break free of and from the trance that Obama has us in, this Obama trance, then we are capable of breaking free from all of these trances. Because the Obama trance is probably the single most powerful debilitating one that has yet been brought about in the 21st century. So we have to break that trance. You remember when you were a kid and you first turned on the television and how magical it was to you? Wow! You looked at the screen and you saw people, you saw vehicles, you saw all kinds of things on that screen. It was like it was magic. But then as you grew older, you realized that no, it really wasn't magic at all. It was technology, not magic. You broke the trance. This is what we must do with Barack Obama. Obama was successfully, he and his handlers, to put people in a trance. We must turn off that television set, euphemistically speaking, as the example I just gave, and break that trance. Understand that it's not magic. It's a trance, or as Malcolm X would say, it's Novocaine. Get out of it. Get out of it. Break that Obama trance, because once we do that, it becomes so much easier to break the other trances that they, and who do I mean by they, the power, the national and global power elite, the globalists, are going to be pushing more trances toward us. But it's going to be far more difficult because we have already, or will have already, broken free from the Obama trance. Why is it that we are, in this nation, and in many nations throughout the world for that matter, why are we continuing to find ourselves in a developing de facto police state? Why? I mean, is this just happening, or is it happening by design? I think that when we give it serious thought, we find out that it is, in fact, happening by design. The globalists, those who want to control humanity, have an agenda, and that agenda is to do what? That agenda is to squeeze us in every conceivable manner. Politically, economically, socially, culturally, spiritually even. To squeeze us. That is the global agenda. Now, this is why we see, and there's a positive side, and the positive side is this. Obviously, people throughout the world are beginning to wake up. People throughout the United States are beginning to wake up. We've got a lot more waking to do, a lot more awakening to do. But it has begun. Again, I go back to the words of Thomas Jefferson, every generation needs a new revolution. And this response is by the globalists, the global elite, the power elite, is to do what? Is to clamp down on people's civil rights, human rights. I like the word human rights because we're all first and foremost human. And that's the emphasis. That's where the emphasis, I think, really should be, on human rights. But it is showing they, who am I talking about? The global elite, the power elite, nationally and globally, are reacting to people awakening. Sometimes, you know, they say that